Welcome back to the Haven't Written Our YouTube channel, the home of album reviews, discography guides and think pieces. So I was doing a piece of writing for an English course in which you had basically just had to write a piece of original writing in a certain format, whether that be like a blog or a newspaper article or a letter or whatever it might be. And so I chose to do an article which was a rebuttal of a YouTube video I'd seen which said that you couldn't be a punk while also being conservative. And my basic thrust of the argument was, yes, you can be a punk and also be conservative. However, when music is tied intrinsically, whether it be left-wing or right-wing, to any kind of political ideology, the kind of enjoyment or general broad enjoyment or mass appeal of that music goes down, if not backed up by other artistic elements. So, they're like Crass, for instance, they are a very left-wing anarchist band, but because they have the music along with different kind of art and kind of video stuff and different kind of just general artistic stuff along with the kind of left-wing messaging in their lyrics, because that left-wing messaging comes along with the distinct musical sound and other kind of artistic things around it, it kind of gets off the hook. Whereas if you take a band like Trump Defence Force, which genuinely does exist, basically what their songs are, it's just generic punk music with no originality, but with heavily political lyrics that not everyone can get behind, and even if you don't get behind them, there's nothing really musically that you can latch onto otherwise. And that was the main thrust of my argument. But I knew that because I'd found a right-wing example, for like fairness, I'd have to find a left-wing example. And so I thought, right, what are the two like most radical things that I can come up with that like go together? And so I don't know why, but the first thing that came into my head was vegan grindcore. So I think I typed in Vegancore into Bandcamp's search feature because I knew that Bandcamp was probably where this was going to be. And of the 4 or 5 results for Vegancore, which I'll show on the screen here, I was drawn to the Veganus album or Veganus album because of how crudely the cover art was designed and just because of how terrible it looked in general. So I clicked on it, listened to about 1.5 seconds of the first song that popped up and knew that I had to show my friend Gallagher this because I thought he would find it hilarious. So we went into a Zoom call and then I basically played him about 5 seconds of each song and we absolutely pissed ourselves laughing. It was absolutely incredible. Like, it was just the funniest, most ridiculous thing. And like, we were in that Zoom call, but afterwards we realised like we should do a full reaction to this. Like, because I literally, in that first Zoom call, I showed him like 5 seconds of each song, maybe, not even that. And we still found it absolutely hilarious. So we waited a couple months so that we weren't like, it wasn't entirely fresh in our minds, and we got in a Zoom call and kind of did a full reaction to the Veganus II album. After the first Zoom call and before the second one, I recommended the album to Garrett from Worst Album Ever Made, and he said he would do it as an episode. And so what I'm releasing now is our reaction to the Veganus II album.
Hello everybody, just tagging a bit onto the intro here to just kind of clarify why it is that I'm uploading this video at the time that I am. So I did recommend the video to Garrett from Worst Album Ever Made, or Cactus Malpractice, and I was intending on uploading this as a kind of companion piece when that came out, but obviously he's a busy man, he's got stuff to do, and this video, as you will see, is absolutely ancient. We must have filmed it at least a year ago now, and it is a really raw video. Like, the production quality is really low, but that is literally because we recorded this thing on a random Zoom call like 11 o'clock at night one night about a year and a half ago. So, you know, and I haven't really touched it since then, but I think that adds to it, because I think having the raw reaction to an album that sounds like this one does kind of make sense. So the plan was that I was going to originally upload it as a companion piece to Garrett's episode, but because it's been here so long, I thought I might as well just upload it now, and plus that gives me more of an excuse to do a follow-up reaction video when it does get uploaded. And also, side note, I desperately need to free up hard drive space.
So I'll stop waffling on now and enjoy mine and Gallagher's reaction to Veganus II or Veganus II by Veganus or Veganus. We are here today. It is a momentous occasion because we are going to be reacting to an album that I came across with a man who I involve in every single one of my collaboration videos, bar one. It is Mr. Gallagher, ladies and gentlemen. I found this album that is one of the most unexplainable things, because I cannot explain whether it's ironic or not, because there's some things that you would say, oh, it's obviously ironic, and there were some things where it's just like, this can't not be serious. So
we're going to try and determine today whether it is or isn't ironic.
Indeed.
What percentage of irony?
Yes, indeed. So it is called Veganus II by Veganus. I have no idea where Veganus 1 is.
Release Veganus 1.
Hashtag
We need to
release Veganus 1. Yeah, it's 9 minutes in total. The whole thing is 9 minutes.
How many tracks?
10. Right, so this is Veganus 2. You can buy the cassette for $6.66. Wow, how edgy.
That's so.
And there are
Wait,
66 hand-numbered tapes.
Oh!
I think this guy might have bought one. For those of you who don't know, this is a YouTuber Cactus Malpractice who does a YouTube series called Worst Album Ever Made. And I may have recommended it to him over Twitter, and he may have actually accepted it. So I'll probably cut in me going,
Do you think he bought the cassette and legendary album?
Yes, I know he bought the cassette for a fact, because he always likes to have a physical copy of whatever he's reviewing, I imagine. So
well, you could already see how this is potentially ironic, because there's 66 tapes, it's €6.66, and it's a cassette.
But to read out the track titles, we have a virulent soy-caused anal itch, immerful, putrid, grim melons smashing burgers, grotesque, morbid, anal carrot penetrating terror, annihilation of cursed omnivores, New World Order of Agricultural Irunatio, All Hail Setan, which is like a vegan food or something, pretty funny. Legumination penetration, that's my personal favourites. I put my dick in the soil to make the corn grow higher. This is my absolute favourite. Utterly this morning, I punched my daughter in the face because she was drinking her mother's milk. Lovely. Negligible hummus, spawning death in the south. And we have tofu as track 11, noticeably longer than all the other ones. Before we start, I may as well read the description. I'll just go down to here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is a bit that makes it think like it's not ironic. In the beginning, it was only a side project, but they realised the potential awareness they could rise by mixing extreme music with their radical life choices and beliefs. Now, what you don't realise is the majority of this album, in fact all of it, I would argue, is not played on actual instruments. It's played on like really naff sounding garage band MIDI instruments from like the mid-90s, which just sound absolutely... Oh yeah, and so the reason why the last track is so much longer is because it's like a random shoegaze song out of nowhere, which is another thing that makes me think it's ironic. Like if this was just like a really bad parody grindcore album, I would kind of get it. But then what would the joke be in just having a random shoegaze song there for no reason? Like it doesn't really...
So wait, is that irony or not ironic?
Well, shoegaze is about as far removed as you can get from grindcore, so I'm not really sure what the joke is there.
It's not grindcore.
Because like, what would the irony even be? I don't know.
It's 4 minutes 56 seconds long.
Yeah, we're gonna have to suffer through all of that.
The irony is that it exists and that it's real.
So we may as well start with this. This is called Virulent.
Are you going to be able to play all of like the shorter songs?
Probably.
Let's go.
I doubt there's copyright enforced on these.
That would have to... If they copyright this video, that means that it's unironic. That's... No one would ever copyright an ironic song.
I know, look, you can message them. Contact Veganus. Wow.
Send us contact.
And they're from Padova, Italy, apparently, which is lovely. So here we go.
Right, I don't think any of that was actual language. I was genuinely trying my hardest to find out if there was any kind of words, but there wasn't.
I think
that wasn't.
This is another thing that makes me... Sorry to interrupt, but it's another thing that makes me think it's kind of ironic, because I think they're trying to parody like the growly grindcore style, but they have their mouth like so close up to the mic that it just sounds like they're swallowing it while they're just...
That's what it was like. It was like...
But yeah, it's like, I guess they're trying to parody like really low budget grindcore,
but I don't
Yeah.
understand why they have to use like computerized instruments.
Because it said in the description that the band was formed from a bassist and a drummer. There's
Yeah.
no way these people can play actual instruments but think garage band is okay.
It's not even GarageBand. It's like worse than that. It's like imagine like the first home computer in the 1990s had like a music software. That's probably what it
Free
sounds like.
stock sound effects.
Oh yeah.
.com.org.
Right, here we go. The second track, ephemeral, putrid, grim melon smashing burgers. It's 28 seconds. Wow, quite long.
Oh. Someone genuinely coughing in the background. That was just amazing.
Why is the music so quiet? Like, why is it? Why is it
So you can probably hear the.
Why is it? Oh,
This was made by accident. They just picked up someone coughing and someone screaming, and they accidentally made it into a track.
I love how they had to loop their screams of torment at the end as well.
Yeah.
They felt the need to loop it over and over. Okay, so this is the third track. Grotesque, morbid, anal, carrot, penetrating terror. What the hell are these titles? Like, I think they are meant to be again another parody of like.
If it's satirical, it's probably part parody, part random word generator.
But like grindcore titles aren't even really that long. Like the first Napalm Death album, which is like a pivotal grindcore album, most of those titles don't exceed like 4 words. So I don't understand entirely what the joke.
It might just be supposed to be funny, just like randomly generated things, and then a couple vegetables thrown in there, just to reinforce that. Yeah, this is supposed to be about. See, it could be Veganus. It could be that, or it could be Veganus.
Yeah, it could be that. I mean, we don't know. I'm not a linguist.
Oh
Well, you could actually kind of hear the guitar in that one.
Yeah, I think I heard one word and it was Veganus.
There was some.
I think he went Veganus.
There was some pretty nice computerized guitar soloing going on.
It very was. That doesn't beat the second one. The second one's definitely the best track so far.
Well, we're only 4 tracks in so far, and this is Annihilation of Cursed Omnivores, one of the weaker titles, I would argue. But it is a whole 25 seconds.
The instruments were absolutely shocking in the second half. But at least the first half sounded like a song that someone would actually think, oh yeah, that's not so bad.
I mean, I really don't know. I mean, the last track is really where it's at, but we're going to get through the rest of these. New World Order of Agricultural Irrumatio. I have no idea what irrumatio means.
You should look it up on Google.
I can't be asked to look it up, mate. Cannot be asked. I'll probably put it in post.
I suppose it's a kind of remedy.
Well,
I would not be surprised if this entire thing is made up of like they got a screaming loop and just like there were different parts of like a track of screaming, like the bit, and they just use different bits of it for different songs.
I mean, to be fair, the instruments were louder.
Bit too loud.
All Hail Seatan is the next one. 17 seconds, so you know, fairly mid-paced.
That moment when you discover how to use echo in Audacity. That ending was perfect.
Oh my god, that must be a parody of Grindcore, because like the shortest song in the world is a Grindcore song, and it's like 1.3 seconds long. So that must be a parody of it.
There's no way this is serious.
But like, I don't get, why would they have just like the random 15 seconds of echo at the start of it for no reason?
Because it's funny.
I don't
Because they
understand.
found out how to use echo and they wanted to put it in their album.
Oh, and I remembered, they bothered to use background vocals for the last song as well.
Whoa.
That's a step up, isn't it?
This was made over the course of like 4 years, and they just slowly learned how to do more things in GarageBand.
When was this released? When was this released? 2016, I think. Okay, when did it? Okay. In 2012, they released a song. This did take 4 years. This actually did take 4 years, according to the Veganus law.
It said about how this was released. This was actually like made with a record company. I don't believe that.
No, I do not believe that.
Out of all of this,
whenever you search up the record label, it just comes straight back here.
Yeah, so it's definitely, that's another like, oh, it's probably ironic.
Yeah.
Unless they just want it to look cool.
Yeah. Like, this is the first Veganus song I heard. This is Legumination Penetration. Because what you can do on Bandcamp is, if there's a particular song that you really like, you can make it so that that's the one that is kind of queued up automatically. And this was that song.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Bet be good. That was boring in comparison. I didn't really like that one. That was just boring.
No, that wasn't very good.
What the hell is this, Veganus? You know, we come here, we're trying to look for material. You're not even giving us anything. Come on. Step your act up, lads.
Hopefully this one is good, because its title is comically long.
Consciously, I put my dick in the soil to make the corn grow higher. Oh, yes. Organic composting. Let's see how this goes.
I think they said in the soil at one point.
I think I said, I heard put something in the ground.
I think they were reading the title. I think that's what they were doing.
Yeah. They bothered to get, like, I think those were the other members of the band singing.
Yeah, this is definitely real. There was one more person.
And what is it? They had guitars, and there was that one little ping at the end for no reason whatsoever. You know. Very, very
That's
nice.
quality.
This is the longest title on the whole thing, because it takes up 3 lines on the cassette tape cover. It says, utterly this morning, I punched my daughter in the face because she was drinking her mother's milk. Utterly this morning is probably the best grammar I've ever heard, ever.
You spell check at least. They had to write this on 2 different word processing things, on Bandcamp and for an album cover.
I mean, let's see what this offers up.
What the fuck? What? What?
No, this is right. I was going to get onto this because I remember listening to this album a few months ago, and I specifically remember this because this is another reason that makes me think it's not ironic. Because what would the joke for that song be? What would it be?
That it sounds like a YouTube poop.
Because I mean, but like, I'm thinking, right? Because if this is a joke centered around grindcore funny because song's short and loud, lol. Like, what would the joke of like a 13-second long like tape collage? What?
Because it has Eminem in it. That's the joke.
Well, what is that? What is the joke even? Because it's just like a tape collage of random music.
Even if that is the joke, how can that be unironic?
No, but then
How did?
What would the irony be? There's nothing to be ironic about.
I don't know that it's stupid.
There's
Maybe it's just one big.
about.
Maybe it's just one big irony. The irony is that this exists.
The irony
that someone
is
has paid $6. Yeah, that we're reacting to this, and that someone has paid $6 euro for this.
I mean, the irony also is that we could be reading into it. Maybe that's the point. Maybe it's so
Yeah.
people look at it and go, I wonder what that means.
You're supposed to find it and think, wait, what the hell?
We've just played ourselves.
made-
I can't believe this.
Bro, we've fallen into the trap.
But yeah, I wish your ears good luck, Mr. Cactus. This is another one. It's called Negligible Hummus Spawning Death in the South.
1 minute.
Thing is, though, it's not 1 minute,
Whoa.
and I will demonstrate that in a second.
This don't make no sense! You think I live to complain? I mean, I wasn't recording. It came because of you.
Av GMD Paslotjaknos Efosaketer Etunaklanagevleps Ilnozui Go Yezi Lobijiki.
Okay, a few
No,
things.
it's just
I don't remember somebody randomly speaking Italian for the last half of the song. Or was it Russian? I really don't know.
I don't think it sounded Russian. It could have been Italian. I think some of it was English.
Yeah.
It could have. It probably was Italian though.
Yeah. One of the stronger openings. But if we skip to the end here, there's a very interesting.
I was literally expecting some kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare
No, but
sound.
So to me, that's one of two things. One,
Someone taking a shit.
Right. No, you ruined the joke. You ruined the joke.
Shit.
I was gonna go. It's one of two things. It's either the tape projecting because it's the end of the side, or B, something that's more likely somebody having a shit. But you've already ruined that joke now, so I can't even do it.
Fuck. Maybe it is both. They are simultaneous.
What,
Did they-
ejecting a tape while having a shit?
Yeah, simultaneously.
This song actually is 5 minutes.
Oh.
If you want us to pause periodically, we can do. But yeah, this is actually 5 minutes. And this takes up... So that was all one side of a cassette tape. And it barely lasted 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is the entire other half. In fact, it is more than half of the tape in one song. And it's called Tofu, but the U is a V because that is something that happens.
That's a woke boy moment.
But anyway, here is Tofu, the random shoegaze tribute, which I really don't see the irony of, and so is one of the reasons why I think this is unironic. But I don't know.
Oh my god, this sounds like music. Oh my god, they ruined it. This is beautiful. Did he just say me survival? This is like a you and what army situation where it's good until someone opens their mouth.
Nah,
and
don't
it
open the
derails.
rabbit hole again. Don't open the rabbit hole again. I don't need that.
We can never discuss you and what's
No.
army.
Never do that again. We don't.
It's just been blacklisted.
Did he just go woof? So no.
I think he might have done.
Reload.
What is going on anymore? He did just go woof.
Thing is, the guitars actually sound quite nice.
I think that might have been one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life.
that was an experience, man.
All the bits that weren't talky were perfectly good.
I mean, the mixing, as usual, is absolutely anus.
Oh yeah, but that's just the trick of the trade at this point right now.
So yeah, what is the verdict? Do we think this is ironic or non-ironic?
Oh, I'm torn.
I really.
I think it was made. Well, I think I might have to go in the middle and say it was made like semi-ironically.
Okay.
Like it was. Maybe it was made with the intention, like, oh my god. I bet it was like one person. I don't think it was multiple people. It was one
The
15-year-old
voices
from
were different. One of the voices was different, or like there
could
was
have.
one-
Maybe I bet they stole it from somewhere.
I don't know.
Screaming compilation 1.
I mean, there's like I say, the fact that all the titles are so stupid and the mixing is so bad and they're so close to the microphone and all
And
the
they're
songs are so
10 seconds
short.
long.
Like, yeah, there's a load of things that make it like ironic, including the description. But the fact that the joke is so elaborate that they bothered to manufacture and sell these, and like, second of all, that they went to the effort of putting up a backstory, even though again that might be ironic. But then, third of all, that there's just weird outliers like the weird tape collage or that last shoegaze song that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, there's just certain things where you kind of have to sit and be like, what is the irony exactly? Like, what is.
How would this be funny unless it's real?
Yeah, like, what.
This won't make sense unless someone thought, yes.
It's not really a commentary on anything. Like, it's just. Like, all the other ones were like a commentary on Grindcore. Like, fine, I get that. Because all the songs were really short and whatever. But I don't get what the commentary. Because shoegaze isn't like a screamy genre. It's like a very timid genre. I'm gonna write to them. I'm gonna do that now.
You're gonna do that? Are you gonna show you writing to them
Yes,
for all the
I am.
internet?
I'm gonna show this. I am perfect. Seems good to me. Wow. Please allow 5 to 7 business days for a response.
Oh my god, these people have so many emails. They've got too many emails. They need those 5 to 7 business names.
Yeah, it's all those custom limited edition cassette tapes.
Yeah, all the people are buying, which is why there's one backer.
Wow, so this is what it looks
Would
like.
you buy this?
I mean, I did ask you to like buy this ironically for my birthday, but then like 2 seconds after I said that, I went, no, I don't even want this ironically in my house. So
To be fair,
I mean, maybe I would buy it.
this would be like £4 in euro.
Maybe I will buy it. You know, maybe I will.
Hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna buy it right now.
You're in the
£17 shipping. You could shove that up your ass.
show the £17 shipping.
Look, that's £5.76 plus £17.30 shipping. This is like
High art.
This is an example of high art media.
When
theory.
Veganus get big and they're playing at the O2 in 2075, you could say, "Oh, I've been a fan. You're all fake fans." You can
Better give us
gatekeep
some-
the Veganus fan base.
Better give us some bloody royalties. We played the whole bloody album. Like, what is it? Yeah, this is high art, man. Like, we were talking
It's
about high art. Like, you know, it's
This
because
is
it's
high
foreign.
art.
It's because it's foreign, you see. Because the killing in here, in like UK, that's high art. So, I mean, I guess this actually does genuinely count as high art because it's foreign language. Oh my god. That's actually true. On the technicality, this technically counts as high art. That's the title of the video, is Veganus high art. But yeah, to conclude, this is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. I would happily
in tribute to this album,
in tribute
to pay the shipping costs.
You have to pay €10 shipping for Italy anyway.